How do genetics and upbringing each play a role in shaping behavior?
It's funny. I'm reading a wonderful book at the moment, and in it, the guy talks about nature versus nurture. And really, that's what we're talking about here. Is it genetics that are important, or is it the way you were brought up? And he turns around and says, it's a silly argument. He said, it's about as useful as arguing which is more important in the calculation of an area, the height or the width. And he said, you can't identify one is more important than the other. And that's a great metaphor for what we're talking about, nature and nurture. They are absolutely interlinked. And, what's more important? I'm actually going to read you something that was published in 2000. So 25 years ago. I'm sure that there might be a different opinion, but the title of the article was "The Debate is Over." And the guy writes, the first law of genetics is that all human traits are heritable. Is the effect of being raised in the same family is smaller than the effect of genes. Okay, so it has an effect, but it's not as great. And the law, and I love this part, a substantial portion of the variation in complex human behavioral traits is not accounted for by the effects of genes or families. So in other words, there's two that we know about, and then there's this big, as I think you put it at one point, mystery. And I, in my book, and I'll just show that to people, wrote this a while back, Understand Your Brain for a Change. And I'm not trying to promote, but if you want it, it's got some pretty good detail in it. And so there you have it. It's yes, no, or maybe. That's what we know about genetics. We do know that it does have an impact. We're not going to even get into the point of what I'll call epigenetics, which is not only your genes have an impact, but the context in which your genes are actually operating at any given time can be influenced by stress or other such things, which actually means that you're either more or less likely for those genes to get expressed in some way, shape, or form.
Wow.
I think you had said at one point, it's like the movie, it's complicated. It's complicated, but we do know that they have an impact. I did read somewhere many, many months ago that somebody's basically said the impact of your genes is between 35 and 40%. The impact of your upbringing is between 35 and 40%.